Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be part of this grand virtual event. I want to thank every participant who's attending this grand event. I wish to express my sincere thanks to Mr. K.B. Vincent, Secretary Treasurer, ASIC, Mr. Sujay Viswas, the President, Mr. Vedanayakam, Vice President, Father S. Joseph, Joint Secretary Treasurer, and all the respective regional secretaries. Also want to express my profound thanks to all the council officials, especially Mr. Jerry Arathun, CEO and the Secretary of the Council. As the Chairman of the Council, I deem it an honor to address august body of erudite heads of schools, friends, well-wishers, and honorable guests on this auspicious day. Today, I have decided to speak to us about digital divide. It's a really important topic for all of us. As educators, we should know exactly what's happening in this online classes. To begin with, I would like to present to all of us important quotation given by management guru Sri Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker has written intensively on management. Every time he read it, he was pointing out every time this famous quotation: if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. If you can't manage whatever, you can't measure. Therefore, it is essential for all of us as educationists to follow this principle and improve day-to-day programs that are carried on in our respective schools. To begin with, let's go to Paris to see PISA results, Program for International Student Assessment. This they conduct every 3 years. India had taken part in 2009 in this PISA test, where they sent students from Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu to face this test. Results were very poor. Our country stood 72nd among 73 countries. Why our children are not able to do good? Because our children are not using digital educational programs. Whereas USA, Japan, Australia are able to use digital technology, able to score very good every time they go for these exams. European Union, such as Netherlands, Finland, and United Kingdom, they're also doing very well because they're advanced in digital technology. Our fellow Asian tigers, we call some of them as little dragons, some of them dragons. They're able to do every time they went for this test, they're able to produce outstanding results. What is the secret? How are they're able to do that? They're able to do because of their employing digital technology in the day-to-day teaching. It's clearly evident that those who go for digital technology, they're able to excel very well. Now, if we as Indians also go for digital technology, I'm sure we also may be able to prepare our children to have the practical knowledge and the skills that are required to face the world. Before India could introduce NEP 2020, they have taken ideas from various countries. How are they able to do well? They have taken idea from United States of America on liberal education. They have taken idea from European Union about teaching in mother tongue. They have taken idea from Asian tigers about computer technology. With this intensive study, taking ideas from across the globe, they came up with a beautiful NEP 2020. And before they could actually execute NEP 2020 in our country, the concerned government authorities wanted to have a pilot study, little research conducted through our NITs, IGNO, CIET, NETF. With these institutions, they want to really to know as to how to implement these. They also wanted to have right tools, right methods through existing platforms such as Diksha, Swayam Prabha. These existing platforms are really able to do very well, and they want them to do research as to how to perform better. They also wanted to have adequate digital infrastructure in all our institutions. They want us to have the computers, TV screens, LCD projectors, Android computer stick, screen mirrors, dongles, tablets, teachers' phones, etc. Besides this one, they also intend to have training program for all of us, not only educators, but also heads of the institution through NISTA. These are free. As of now, they are free. Anyone who wishes to go, they can definitely join in to have the proper guidance before we could implement NEP 2020. They also want us to eradicate the problem of assessment examination that is pending for last many years. They want us to undergo proper training before we assess the students. Therefore, all our school boards, National Testing Agency, PARAK is a performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for the holistic development being employed in order to improve in this area. They also wanted to maintain very high standard of education through NETF. NETF is a National Education Technology Program which maintains quality for teaching very well. They also wanted to have sufficient learning material in various languages so that the problem of learning through the foreign languages may be eradicated. Therefore, with these all 7 important institutions, methods, they want us to implement NEP 2020 effectively. Lo and behold, the COVID-19 pandemic, which has come as an act of God, causing for all of us a lot of disturbance and confusion, and we do not know as to how to come out of this pandemic, for which World Health Organization gave us guidelines as to how to maintain social distancing, how to frequently wash our hands, how to wear masks so that we can prevent this problem. This is really causing a lot of burden for all of us. Then United Nations sister organization UNESCO has come up with an idea of online classes, because over 100 countries in the world, they were really facing tremendous problem of having the conventional school system. UNESCO came with an idea of open education programs and distance learning programs, online classes. This pandemic has actually expedited online classes much advanced than what government intend to implement in our country. Let's see, are we really ready for digital transformation in our country? When you see rural India, the population is about 66%. Out of 100, 66 people stays in villages. In the villages, internet accessibility only 32%, and internet by female users is only 8.5, almost negligible. Schools without electricity, there are about 36% of them still without electricity they are functioning. And daily internet users in the villages are about 61%. When you see urban India, the population is about 34%. Internet accessibility about 54%. Daily internet users 77%. And compared to rural India, urban India slightly better. Let's see India at a glance. Internet accessibility about 24%. People without computers, including palm tops, tablets, are 89%. Students who did not know how to use the computer, 76%. Students who did not know how to use internet, 74.5%. Household that receive electricity more than 12 hours of time in a day is about 47%. Schools are not prepared for such a crisis. There is economic crisis. About 100 lakh teachers and staff are not getting their monthly salaries regularly. If at all they're paid only partial salaries. Over 1 lakh schools have collapsed in our country. Online classes are really become a burden for socially, economically disadvantaged groups because they feel they are neglected, ignored through online classes. It has become a burden for a number of disadvantaged groups. Digital transformation. Digital transformation is not about technology, it's about the future of how the people are going to live and teach. Parents are not prepared, students are not prepared, teachers are not prepared. How can we implement digital transformation in our country? How can we bring digital transformation in our country? Parents are not prepared because many parents do not know how to operate computer. Many students are not prepared because they are experiencing lockdown fatigue, online fatigue, visiting inappropriate sites in the internet, and they're also because of inactivities, they're putting on weight, and because of overweight, obesity is causing a lot of disciplinary problems in the home. Teachers are not prepared because most school teachers do not know how to use technology or to integrate technology into teaching, as a classroom teaching is quite different. Even an excellent classroom teacher may fail to connect with the students while teaching online. Hence, digital transformation is imperative for India. Digital divide. What is digital divide? Digital divide is the gap between individuals and communities that have access to information technologies and the skills to use it, and those that do not. Technologically excluded, less informed, less inspired, less responsible students can't get access to the online classes. They do not know how to use them because they do not know the benefits derived from the digital technology. Therefore, socially, economically, disadvantaged groups are more vulnerable. Lack of essential infrastructure, right tools, and frequent power cuts, and due to limited internet connectivity, we are unable to provide an effective online class teaching and conduct proper evaluation. Also not able to do justice for practicals, mostly for the socially, economically disadvantaged groups. Number one, how does the digital learning opportunity differ between students? I repeat, how does the digital learning opportunity differ between students? Number two, how does digital learning vary among schools? I repeat, how does digital learning vary among schools? Studies show that there are digital learning inequalities that exist amongst socially, economically disadvantaged students. Suggestions. We must improve IT infrastructure in our schools. Number two, all the heads of the schools, along with the educators, must undergo training programs in the digital skills. Number three, inspire and prepare our students and teachers for adaptive learning. Provide uninterrupted internet facilities in our schools. Fifth, if the disadvantaged students don't have access to digital devices at home, it's crucial that schools provide the essential and adequate tools and skills for the students to enable them to succeed in the 21st century workforce. To end my topic, I have taken quotation from CISCE chairman. It goes like this: at least 40% of all businesses die in the next 10 years if they don't figure out how to change their entire company to accommodate new technologies. I repeat, at least 40% of all business die in the next 10 years if they don't figure out how to change their entire company to accommodate new technologies. Thank you. Now I declare open ASIC